Yeah, let's take a look at the multiplying fractions and mixed numbers homework. So multiplying fractions from 5th grade, we multiply straight across the top, straight across the bottom. Numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. So we have 1 times 2 and 8 times 3. And then we need to simplify if we can. Both of those are even numbers. We divide by 2, divide by 2. So that's going to give us 1 over 12. Okay. Number 2, we have a fraction multiplied by a mixed number. So going back to our regrouping, before we multiply the fraction by the mixed number, we need to regroup the mixed number so the whole number is back in the fraction. So we multiply and add. 4 times 1 is 4, and 4 plus 1 is going to be 5 over 4. We're still multiplying by 8/9. So now that we have a fraction and a fraction, we can multiply. So 8 times 5 is 40, and 9 times 4 will be 36. So we can move this down here just to help us simplify it. Both of these can be divided by 4. We know our multiples of 4. So that's going to give us 10 over 9. And now that's an improper fraction. 9 divides into 10 one whole time. And then we subtract 9 from the numerator, and we're left with 1 over 9. The next one, we have a fraction times a whole number. So the of means we are multiplying, and make the whole number into a fraction by putting it over 1. So now we multiply numerator times numerator and denominator times denominator. 4 times 3 is 12. 5 times 1 is 5. And then we divide. 12 divided by 5 is going to be 2 whole numbers. And 5 times 2 is 10, so we subtract to find the remainder. And that's going to leave us 2 out of 5 as the fraction left over. So we have a mixed number times a mixed number. So first we're going to have to regroup. So 3 times 5 is 15. So 15 plus 1 is 16 over 3. 4 times 2 is 8. And then 8 plus 1 is going to be 9 over 4. Now, this one you can multiply 16 times 9 and 3 times 4. But let's notice these cross factors between 3 and 9. If you divide by 3, that will give you 1, and 9 divided by 3 will give you 3. So that's cross simplification before we multiply, and then divide by 4, that's going to be 1. Divide by 4, that's going to be 4. So we can simplify before we multiply if we see the common factors within the two fractions. So now it's 4 times 3, which is 12, and then 1 times 1. And so we could have multiplied 16 times 9 and then divided by 3 times 4, but it would have gave us the same result of 12. At number 5, we need to regroup the mixed numbers. So 2 times 3 is 6, and 6 plus with the numerator is going to give us 7 over 2. 7 times 1 is 7. 7 plus 2 is 9 over 7. So if we see the cross fractions, the cross factors between the numerator and denominator, if we divide both of these by 7, we get 1. Now we can multiply 1 times 9 and 2 times 1. We're going to divide 2 into 9. That's going to go 4 times. 2 times 4 is 8. And then we subtract 9 minus 8. That'll give us 1 over 2. We have one mixed number for number 6. So 2 times 9 is 18. And then 18 plus 1 is 19 over 2. 1/4, there's nothing to change there. So 1 times 19 is going to be 19. And then the denominators, 4 times 2 is 8. So we look at how many 8s go into 19. That's going to go 2 times. 8 times 2 is 16. And that's going to give us a remainder of 3 and with a denominator of 8. Number 7, if we take 4/5 of 3/8, of means we're multiplying the part times the number to see what part we end up with. So you can multiply 4 times 3, which is 12, and 5 times 8, which is 40. But if you notice, if you divide by 4, you get 1. Divide by 4, you get 2. So 1 times 3 is 3, and 5 times 2 is 10. So we can actually simplify this one by dividing by 4 and dividing by 4. We're going to end up with the same answer. Put 20 over 1 to make it into a fraction, and then we're going to regroup. 5 times 3 is 15, and 15 plus 1 is going to give us 16. So we have 20 over 1 times 16 over 5. 5 and 20 have a common factor of 5. So if we divide by 5, we get 1. And if we divide 20 by 5, we're going to get 4. Divided that one by 4. So now we're multiplying 4 times 16 and then 1 times 1. 16 times 4. 4 times 6 is 24. Carry the 2. 4 times 1 plus 2 is 64. And that's going to simplify to just 64 over 1, which is 64. Alright, the last one for this video. The fraction 1/2, we don't need to do anything. So 5 times 5 is 25. And 25 plus 1 is going to be 26 over 5 times 1 over 2. 2 and 26 both can be divided by 2. Divide by 2, it's 1. Divide by 2, it's 13. So we have 13 times 1, which is 13, and 5 times 1, which is 5. So 5 divides into 13 2 whole times. 5 times 2 is 10. We subtract, and we get a remainder of 3 over 5.